because that ain't gonna happen. It's happening, man. Like, I don't want to get back and forth on religion. I believe in the Most High. I believe that, man. I know man ain't created the moon and the sun, but we're not gonna get into that battle. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Okay? It's time to wake up. Now I'm finna show y'all this video, and I do apologize for the verbiage that I'm using, but it's just time to wake up, man. It's time to stop playing and acting like you don't see what's going on. You'll get swept under the tide. We got time now to stop and prevent this. So when this stuff start coming our way, as a whole, we have to come together and you all come in. Let's get started, right? Not use it. Hit that like, hit that share button. Like, we don't want that. We ain't finna, but we got to come together. I'm telling y'all, this is real. So with no further ado, man, I want y'all to check the video out and be open-minded. Transhumanism is real. Transhumanism. Wow, I'm just listening to Papa Duck on my phone. So come in, right? Hit that like button. Hello, Jake. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Let me sit up and adjust my seat. Jake, the first one in. Jake, hit that like button for me as you're coming in, and let me give everybody else an opportunity to come in. Have some great news. My book, Jake, is finally available on Amazon. I'm so happy about that. Mr. Jake, right? We got a lot of stuff to talk about in about 30-minute time frame. So let's get in. Hello, Gwen. Hello. Who, me? Who, me? Right? Let's get this party started. You all invite some people in. Let me pull up the Amazon link to show you all. And thank you for all of I have two sets of people, right? I have followers and I have supporters, right? Thank you for both of you, right? Thank you for both, for being, my followers are just people who come in, they listen, right? They give the thumbs up, and sometimes they participate, sometimes they hate, right? Sometimes they participate, sometimes they hate. What I mean by hate, like the live stream video that I did on the Delta variant, right? And I was eating at a restaurant, and I did the video on the Delta variant. And they was like, "Oh, why would you do a live stream while you're eating?" And I'm like, there's a lot of live streams of people on YouTube that do nothing but eat, and they're not even giving you education. I did the live stream when I had the opportunity, right? It wasn't like food was dripping out of my mouth. So thank you to my followers, my haters, and then I have the participators as well. People that come in, people that participate. They say nothing sometimes, or sometimes they do say something, but they are behind the scenes people. They hit the likes up, they allow the views, they share the information on their platforms. Those are my participators, or my followers, right? I have haters, participators, and then I have the people, right? Like Marika and Gwen and Miss Brown, Gigi's son. I don't want to get into naming, Reverend Revenue, et cetera, et cetera. People that are Patreon members, thank you for all my Patreon members, people, longtime followers, everybody that helped make this channel and to make me and Marika. Chrysler, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Gwen said she's looking forward to get on Saturday. You know what, Gwen? What are you getting on Saturday? Oh, the book. Okay, I got it. And Noble Revenue comes in behind the scene. I didn't even know he was on this live stream. Thank you so much, Reverend, aka Noble Revenue. He changed the name on me, right? But thank you all so much, right? I think it takes a combination of haters, participators, and those true supporters to become who you truly are meant to be in life. So, don't hate on the haters. Don't discourage or, downgrade the participators. Everything is needed And thank you, because this is one of my accomplishments that's over a year I wanted to do. And it's finally been done. Mika even texted me today. Thank you for the text message. And Gwen and Marika and everyone in my private Facebook group. Everything. Special shout out to my daughter, right? Because even when she's not here right now, but even when she comes home and she see mom live streaming, she never complains. She never says that you're always live streaming. She allowed me to do me. She's been with me since day one of everything. She's seen my good, my bad, and definitely my ugly. So shout out to my daughter. I don't even know if she watches my live stream, right? And because I sent her the text today, I'm like, my book is now available to publish on Amazon. She was like, "What book?" I'm like, "You didn't know I was working on the book?" She like, "No, all I know is you're always on a live streaming. You're always writing. You're always on your laptop." Also, those persons who Gwen said, "Shout out to Queen daughter." I definitely would. Gwen, let her know that you're giving her a shout out. Right, she'll like that. This is a long link, but this was the direct link that I just copy and paste. From Amazon. And of course, I had to use the numbers 1111, right? 1111. And so, again, I don't know if this link might be too long. I might try to get a shorter link on Bitly as I'm live streaming and share it in the comments. But thank you all, right? Just want to take the time to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all of you all more than what you'll ever know. And for a lady who went through a divorce about 3 or 4 years ago that I thought would break me, it only made me, right? It only made me better. And that old saying, what does not kill you will only make you stronger. It is so true, right? It is very so true. And looking back on it, looking back on the divorce and everything, I can, sometimes I even say, we, I can see that we was definitely not even compatible. It wasn't even meant to be. But right, when you are within yourself and what you want out of life, you can't even see that sometimes. Some of the older people said you can't see the forest for the trees. And so, you know what? I can even tell my ex that, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you for the divorce. I sincerely means that, right? I know he's happier with his life. I am so much happier, right? And it's definitely both of us have become much better people because we were never meant to be in a long-term situation. We created a beautiful daughter out of it. And we did have some happy years in our marriage, right? I would even have to tell him, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the exit out of the marriage and for us mutually agreeing. Well, not mutually agreeing, but now mutually agreeing that it was the best for both of us, right? So I created a shorter link. Uh, Thank you, Lamont. I appreciate you. It says I listened to the last 2 days. You listened to the live stream. Thank you so much. And while I was doing my rant and talking, I created a shorter link. So that's a shorter link, direct link to the Amazon website. And thank you all in advance for the support for the purchasing. I hope the book. Oh no, I know the book will definitely transform your life and your mindset. Again, as I told my daughter, you have to be rich in your mind before it happens or manifests in the physical, in your bank account. It's all about a mental transformation that has to take place, right? You have to see yourself where you want to be when you're not even there. But then you have to make the financial decisions, right? That will position you to live a better life financially, where you can be financially stress free. So if you don't make the decisions, right, I always say the choices you make today will definitely shape your world tomorrow. If you do not make the decisions, you will never see progress financially. And it is my hope, it is my desire, right, that you don't always be expecting a spiritual miracle, right? I know I teach metaphysical. I love metaphysicals. I love hearing about the testimonies, right? I've heard testimonies where people have prayed. Uh, Two women was abandoned in a vehicle, and they have prayed for a tire. They needed a tire, and they prayed, and just out of nowhere, a tire that was the exact fit for their vehicle came rolling down the road and bumped into their vehicle. This is true stories that I've heard, and was manifested. So the infinite powers, right? And I do believe that there are gods and goddesses, right? I just um, I subscribe to the spirit being, right, of the infinite powers. I believe in Genesis 1:1 when it says Elohim, the plural for gods. There are gods and goddesses because, and I'm going to show you even in this COVID thing that Black women have too much power not to be considered gods, right? And so we all know that the infinite powers, right, is neither male or female, right? It's a spirit. It's a spirit. However, I do believe there's feminine spirit and energy within our universe as well as masculine, right? And so I believe in miracles. I believe in metaphysicals. I believe in manifesting from the spiritual realm into this earth realm. But financially, I want you to have an education where your prayers are more thanksgiving, right? Giving thanks for your financial success and financial peace, as Dave Ramsey would say it, versus you always in a posture of begging for financial miracles, right? And that only comes with financial education and a financial IQ, right? So thank you. Greetings. My first time on the channel, first time live. You all give them the hands up emoji for me. Thank you, Dara. I appreciate you so much. And let's now get into the educational component to the live stream. But I will not be I don't think it would be appropriate for me to go live and not tell everybody thank you for the success. So you see the pre-sale copy in the back. So again, it is live now and available to purchase for exactly 11.11 on Amazon. And when you purchase, I want to say thank you in advance, right? So two things I want to look at or want us to look at, right, is now. Do I want to start with COVID first, or do I let's talk about benefits? If I can pull that article, yeah, benefits ending in September. You all know that September is the Shemitah. What is Shemitah, Queen? Shemitah is every 7 years biblically, according to Leviticus 25 and Deuteronomy 15, if I'm not mistaken. It talks about every 7 years the earth realm, right? The universe will experience a economic reset, right? In 2001, it was 9/11. In 2008, it was the housing market crash. In 2015, it was national $11 trillion from national banking agencies was lost, right? And now 2021, exactly 7 years. However, this one will be worse than the previous ones that I just mentioned, right? Those were recessions. This one will be a Great Depression. The last depression was in 1930s, right? In the 1930s. And if you know anything about the power of the number three, it represents a chemical change, right? Also, and speaking about the Delta variant, the triangle is the only angle that's a universal language that represents change, right? A difference that's going to happen. Now, I don't know what the corona or what the COVID numbers or Delta, whatever it's called now. Now they're saying it's a fourth strand or variant. But so I don't know what's the updated name now as of today. Numbers are in your state, but in my state, I don't really look at the numbers, but I have a friend guy that look at the numbers for me, right? And I asked them, I said, okay, what's the numbers today? And they were about 15, 1600. This was at lunchtime, right? 6, 7 hours ago. So I don't know the current numbers now. Um, but 15 to 1600 higher than yesterday's number. August the 11th, yesterday, right, was a national emergency system that text messages for the national emergency system was sent to phones, cell phones, for the first time since 2018, right? The new strand, Gwen said, is called the Delta Plus. Isn't that interesting, huh? That's interesting, right? And so now, in 2018, there was a small test conducted for the cell phone text system. Now, on a national, more national level, it was conducted this year, the number three again, approximately 3 years later. And I felt like that those persons who had the V in their veins will experience some type of nano effect technology, because this cell phone national testing was used, right, 5G Wi-Fi in the 5G towers, and some 6G, right, because 6G is here, it's just not, advertised and known. So I knew that going into the weekend, the numbers would more than likely increase. And August the 15th is also the 50th year anniversary that the dollar became dead, right? In 1971, President Nixon removed gold and silver, right? And some great news, you all stick with me. Metals, precious metal prices, and platinum, copper, palladium, and another metal is about to just go off the chain. It's about to explode. They're looking for these metals for EV, electronic vehicles. They want to pay top dollars, even Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. So I'm going to share that article with you all. We're going to look at that as well. And so now with the Shemitah scheduled for September, right? Um, Winter says didn't get it. Not everyone got alerts. It was only the people that opt in to receive the alerts through their cell phones, right? So it's not really about who got the alerts. It's not like the movie Cell, right? About who got the alerts. It's about how the alerts were used and how people that have the vaccine in their veins may react to it, because it used the 5G 6G technology, and the vaccine has nanotechnology in it. So it really wasn't about who had it, right? Or who got the notifications. But I did have some people to tell me that they did get the notifications and they did not. I don't know how you could have opted in with it, but yeah, you had to opt in, right? So again, September is ending. I just had that article up. Okay. Well, benefits end in September. I had an article to show you all, but for some reason I can't find it. I don't know if I exit out of it by mistake. But oh, here it is. Okay. So let's go over this. Benefits ending in September, and many Americans will not return back to work. And it's not for the reasons that you might expect, right? It's not for the reasons that you might expect, right? Yeah, I'm not saying like the movie Cell, like if you had the cell phone, you should have turned into a zombie. No, I'm saying that those technology conflicts are expected not to gel well, and some Americans who have the V may have be sick or ill behind it, right? So many Americans aren't going back to work, but it's not for the reason you might expect. A lot of now hiring signs, if you all are out and about. Noble Revenue, Reverend Revenue, he drives or he's on the road. He probably see a lot of now hiring um, nationwide, right? But millions of Americans now receiving pandemic aid will see their benefits end in September. Again, you know that Shemitah begins in September, the 7-year recession cycle, according to the Bible. So there's no shortage of politicians, corporate executives, and economists who say this is a good thing, right? They're all saying this is not a great thing, not a good thing at all. And the number of job opens nationwide, here's one numbers, you all, is at a swelling record, people. The number of job opens um, was at a swelling record of 10.1 million at the end of June, right? Would appear to support this point, you would think. But conventional wisdom is wrong, according to this article, based on preliminary data for more than 2 dozen states, which have already cut off an extra $300 a week of unemployment benefits, some 3.5 million Americans, it may be, right? So the United States has ended all or most of the pandemic unemployment insurance, also called UI program. The vast majority of this ended in June, and all have stopped the 300 weekly payments called the Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, which PUC. 21 of 25 states have ended this, right? And also, California has ended the EDD unemployment benefits. So everything will end in September as far as the federal and the additional $300 a month. Now, some people might say, well, Queen, child tax credit kicked in July. That can make up for some. In a sense, yes and no, because child tax credit, right? Really, to make up for that $300, you would need one qualifying child, and to really be at an advantage, right? No, but he says from coast to coast, right? And to be at an advantage, or for this to be advantageous to you, having 3 or more children. However, may I submit to you that CTC was given for preparation, right, of school closing and the economy closing again. And so when you have children at home with you and you receive the child tax credit, and now your groceries are increasing, utility bills are increasing, people are already seeing spikes in their utility bill. Because one thing that the government has to do biblically, or should, or does carry out biblically, is take care of the elder and the children, right? And the elderly. And so they will ensure that children definitely have finances in their home to support them, because I definitely see a widespread of school closings happening within the next upcoming weeks, right? Within the next upcoming weeks. And so because I have a lot of you all, Gwen and Reverend Revenue and Gigi from Texas, we're going to look at these numbers, and I'm going to show you some things that's conflicting with the numbers that's being reported about this, right? About this Delta strand, the fourth, or Delta plus is what Gwen is saying they're calling it. So in Texas, it's reporting by NBC News that higher vaccination rates in Texas and Florida, right, had more people got vaccinated, could have saved 4,700 lives. This study has found, I don't know who conducted the study, how they come up with this conclusion, but more than 47 lives lost to COVID in Florida and Texas could have been saved if those numbers had higher V rates, according to a study released on Thursday. I just read something that showing billions of people statewide reported were vaccinated, right? However, they're saying that like states like Vermont and Kentucky, which had fully vaccinated roughly 3 and 4 adults average, with those of Florida and Texas, where only 1 out of 2 adults are fully vaccinated. And they're saying, because of the numbers, right, that they feel like 4,700 lives could have been saved, right? So preventing more than 70,000 from being hospitalized, right? However, let me share this article with you that it was exposed that the CDC the CDC numbers were inadequate, right? Or not correct. So I'm going to show you the conspiracy in all this stuff and why you should definitely be intact now more than ever, right? With your spirituality, with the infinite God, right? With your pineal gland, and why you should definitely change your diet, your exercise regimen, your health regimen, and tap into the spiritual world to get answers for what's best for you and your health situation. So, how did the CDC botch Florida COVID numbers, or in other words, mess it up, or false report? State Deputy Health Secretary responds. You know, black women responding to this has become very predominant now, right? So let's hear her response on how CDC um, had fictitious numbers about the Florida residents after we just looked at the other article, right?
I only weigh 210 pounds. You lost me. That's insane.
The truth is that Hollywood's elite actor.
Now, joining me now, Dr. Shamiro Robertson, Florida Deputy Health Secretary under Governor Ron DeSantis. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining me. You have a tough job. You're responsible for the health and safety of the folks in Florida. So, how hard does this make your job when the CDC doesn't get those numbers right?
So, hi, Lawrence. Thank you for having me. I'm Deputy Secretary of Health for the Florida Department of Health, and it is very important that data is accurate in the state of Florida. The people of Florida, they deserve it. We've been putting out accurate data since the beginning of the pandemic. On Monday, we noted that the data was displayed incorrectly. On that night, we notified the CDC. That next day, we had a conversation with them to update the data. It is very important, especially at this point in the pandemic, that we have accurate data that is shown to the public.
Doctor, can you explain to our audience, because we have a lot of folks that look at Fox News that are in Florida, and we are seeing some polling changes. It seemed like there was a lot of fear mongering taking place based on those new numbers. So can you explain to us how something like that?
Did you all hear that? He said it was a lot of fear mongering. I didn't mean to pause it while his face was in that that way, but he said it was a lot of fear mongering taking place based off of those new numbers, right? A lot of fear mongering, right?
That happens? Where did the CDC get that information from?
So in Florida, we have what's called the integrated public health system. We have 67 county health departments. We have over 12,000 personnel at the Florida Department of Health that's responding to this pandemic. Every day we submit data Monday through Friday to the CDC, case information. With that information, they display our numbers on their website. On this past Monday, we did our same usual process. We submitted the data to the CDC. However, that data was shown incorrectly. So we promptly, got in, had a conversation to make sure that the people of Florida got the correct information. Is very important to us that people know the numbers so that they can respond. And it's important to us that we have the accurate numbers so that our public health professionals can respond.
Doctor, what did the CDC say to you guys when y'all said there was some inconsistency? Did they immediately own it? Was there an investigation? What was that process like?
Originally that night, they sent an email. That next day, some of the epidemiologists, they had a conversation with them. They acknowledged at that time that the data was given to them correctly on that Monday and that they would change the information. I really don't have a good understanding as to what happened to cause that data display error, but they said they acknowledged it and that they would work with us to get the data corrected that day.
Did they release any statements apologizing to the people of Florida? Because so often people don't look at their state websites. They look at the official site for the country. So did they apologize to the residents of Florida and to your office specifically?
We had a conversation with CDC about adding a disclaimer to their website to just talk about the data process, how it works. And then we implemented a new process in place to make sure that as we submit the data every day to CDC Monday through Friday, that we would continue to give them historical data to make sure that even in the past, they could look at that data every day to make sure the number that they reported the previous day was actually the correct number that was displayed. So we are committed in Florida to data accuracy. We are committed to the people of Florida, and we want to make sure that we have accurate data to the public.
So I'm assuming that no, they did not apologize, right? You're right. They are using black women to face to implement the V's. That's why I talk to people about Adam in the Bible and atom and atom in science, atom, and Adam in the King James, and but Adam came from Adama, which is black soil or dirt or soil. You can't convince me, right, that there's not masculine and infinite spirits in this universe, that there's just one. I just know, because the black woman has so much power, and they're using the black woman, which we have the black woman that wrote The Matrix and Terminator, right? Was it Sonya Walker? Um, how can she write such a powerful prediction to explain this world, this earth realm that we live in, especially the Matrix, right? I will not say they use us black women to face for a lot of nonsense. Um, except maybe if you're watching, I won't say that. I won't even say that. I don't even want to get into that. Boston Mayor, black woman, made it mandatory vaccines for all government employees. I heard California made it mandatory as well. But when it comes to correcting anything, remember Dr. Fauci, he first said to the black community how strong a black woman was involved in the process or the process of developing this vaccine. Then on 2 weeks ago, Federal Jerome Powell, they had a black woman saying this is not about politics. She was the public face and figure for all of this. This is about improving people's health. And yes, the black woman, I do agree, is from the universe. It is known, or it is scientifically proven, that the black woman is the only woman that has the Eve gene, which all humanity is derived from, right? She is really the birth, the birthing of all humankind, mankind rather, and humanity, right? So let's get into precious metals real quick, right? Let's talk about some money. I can get on the spiritual, then we can get back to the natural, because guess what? Psalms 115, right, and 16 says, the earth and the heavens, yes, the heavens belongs to the Lord, or the gods, but he to the earth he has given unto man. So as earth is ours, right? For us to richly enjoy. We were told to, in Genesis, to dominate, right? Have dominion, and to multiply, right? And subdue the earth. So we're supposed to have the metals and materials of the riches that the earth hold, right? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and all that dwells within. He said, a cattle on 1,000 hills. That's the number one code again. As this article is mine, right? The livestock is mine. The land is mine, right? And as it is mine, I want you to have it for you to richly to enjoy as well. So August the 11th, this was written. 811 code. Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates are among the billionaires, paying a total of $15 million to fund a search for metals for electronic vehicles, right? These are the specific metals, and no, gold and silver is not mentioned in this article as metal, because gold and silver is money, right? And so 15 million to search for nickel. Yeah, nickel is what I forgot. Copper, cobalt, platinum. I think I said palladium. Palladium was not on the list, right? I think I said palladium, but platinum, nickel, copper, cobalt, right? Their cobalt metals would spend 15 million to search for these. So if you have these in your possession, and this is another thing I want you all to see, Kobold, right? Kobold, which is privately owned, uses, look at this, artificial intelligence, machines, and computing to look for raw materials needed for electronic vehicles. Listen, artificial intelligence, AI, machines, and computing will take a lot of the jobs. So again, if you have nickel, copper, um, platinum, cobalt, be quiet, have it safe and secure, right? And you hold on to that, a big payout and payday can definitely be on your way in your route, because this is definitely needed for the new world economy, as well as in addition to silver and gold. This will be used to reset the currency system, right? This definitely will be used to reset the currency system. When we have this new currency system reset, again, August the 15th marks the 50th year anniversary that the dollar became debt. The dollar will return back to its original intrinsic value. It doesn't have value, which is zero, right? In Monopoly, right? In Monopoly, when you play Monopoly, everyone in Monopoly, right, starts off with cash, a certain amount of cash. These are the rules of the game. However, during slavery, Americans, Black and brown Americans, um, were not even started off with cash. They just told, listen, we're going to set you free. They didn't have cash and they didn't have credit, right? So they had to, in essence, pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, as Martin Luther King put it or phrased it. But in the game of Monopoly, and if you had a collection edition of Monopoly, it's worth more than cash or the fiat dollar right now. It is worth more than paper money. The collections of edition of Monopoly that has fake money, right, is worth more than this right now, as far as value, right? Because the dollar has lost so much of its purchasing power since 1971, right? Up to date. And so mining is dead game says cobalt mining is killing Jamaicans in Jamaica. Then why are they doing it? Are they forced to do it? And speaking of Jamaica, they just came out with their own CBDC minting on yesterday. So are they forced to do it, or because this is something I'm not aware of, or this by choice, by occupation of a job, right? But back to this, and so the dollar will be done away with, right? Will be done away with. And so if when you have real tangible assets, cobalt, nickel, copper, platinum, gold, silver, crypto, right? You have assets. So in Monopoly, by the rules, everyone starts out with the same amount of money, but the person that wins the game is the ones that can accumulate the cash flow, right? And you accumulate the cash flow by getting the most assets. When anyone lands on your assets, they pay you. And this is such true in the game of the financial game of life as well. If you don't have assets, you are asked out in life. And no one, right? No one should operate under one source of income. I have copper on my wrist right now. This is a copper bracelet, right? I wear for health and medical reasons, arthritis and all of that good stuff, and energy flow. This is my magnet braces, my tourmaline. It protect me against the radiation from the 5G Wi-Fi and this currency system change, right? So the persons that accumulate the most cash flow wins the game of Monopoly. Such is true as life, right? A job is earned income. It is not cash flow. It is linear income. Did you know, for example, out of 365 days a week, there are some people who only get paid 12 times a week? Let's say, for example, in education, right? Teachers get paid once a month. And then when they retire, right, they're happy about what is called the 13th check because they only get 12, right? People that get paid bi-weekly may only get 24 or 26 paychecks, but it's 365 days a year. And people only get paid 12, 13, 24, or 26 times. There's something wrong with that. You get paid weekly, right? You may get 52 or 53, 54 paychecks out of 365 days a week. No one should have a mindset that you can survive off of one source of income, because your bills come in cycles or circles. They come residually. So why don't you have residual income? If your bills come in cycles monthly, then how can you survive off of linear pay? Right? Thank you, Noble Revenue, for participating and commenting. So you can't, because for every dollar that you make, right, the government is going to tax 30% of that if you're an employee and you don't have tax deductions, right? So the government off the top is going to take 30 to 40%, right? You don't get paid first. The government does. If you don't believe me, look at your check stub. And they moved a lot of check payments to electronic payments just to get people out of the mindset of looking at their check stub and seeing how much they're really taxed. Because most people don't log online weekly or monthly to pull up their check stubs to really see how hard they're getting hit by the government in forms of taxes. And then you have insurances that come out, right? Health insurance, vision insurance, dental insurance, accidental insurance, cancer insurance. Now this is what you make. 50 cents on the dollar. Then what happens is cost of living increases, which is the silent income killer. Now gas prices increase, grocery prices increase, right? That's called inflation tax, the silent tax. Now you bring home about 25, 30%. So this is why people live paycheck to paycheck, not knowing that if they just added a home-based business to their paycheck, they can get at least 25 to 50% of that back. And now, because see, when you're taxed as a corporations get taxed on what's left, not from the top. They get taxed from the bottom. Right? Yes, employees get taxed higher than business owners. So I tell people you want to get taxed as a corporation, not as a citizen. Because if you're earning money under your Social Security and you don't have an umbrella of a tax umbrella under a home-based business, or you're not earning money, and I have some people that earn money under EIN, right? They may be an independent contractor. They may be working as sole proprietor, but they still getting highly taxed just like an entrepreneur, because they have no education about the 475 tax laws that's allocated to them. See, making money is a team sport, but most people try to do it solo. Right, Noble Revenue, that's silent tax, the carbon monoxide tax that people don't even know that's slowly killing them, the other invisible enemy. And so this is how I help people. And you can see the numbers strolling at the bottom, get more money out of their paychecks, because what most people don't know, right? What they don't know is that, I'm big on numbers and numerology. So the number 4, there's 4 things that's killing and stopping your paycheck, right? The number 4 means the completion of a whole thing. You have big businesses. They advertise to you. They set the price. You're going to see a lot of mom and pop stores, small businesses going out of businesses doing this because they cannot survive another economic crash. So big businesses are going to increase the pricing. And then they advertise to you 365 days a year, right? Every month. In January, they advertise New Year's. February, they advertise Love Day, Valentine's Day. In March, they advertise spring break, right? In April Fools as well, May, June. In July, now they added Juneteenth, the 4th of July. Then you have Mother's Day and Father's Day. Then in August, it's back to school shopping, right? In September is Labor Day, October, Halloween, November, Thanksgiving, and Christmas in December. And the cycle starts all over again. See, they have a plan to take your money. They have a big marketing plan. And people that don't have a plan for their money fall into this trap. And then the second roadblock that takes your money is taxes. The second thing, taxes. Again, I just showed you an example how your paycheck is taxed, right? As my screen went out, I showed you how your paycheck is taxed. That you're only bringing home 30 to 40% of the dollar, and this is not including your insurances, right? That you also participate in, that you also be a part of, right? So you're always behind the 8 ball. You'll always be on the hamster wheel. You'll always be what Robert Kiyosaki calls the rat race. You'll always be behind. So after these 4 entities take your money, right? After these 4 roadblocks, after these 4 entities take your money, then you have the third one coming in after big businesses advertise and, you know, take away from you as well. Now you have debt because see, people can't live off their current income. So the only way they can survive is, in most cases, to abuse, not use their credit, but to abuse it. They can't really afford that vehicle, right? But they can afford smaller payments. And so they get into debt to get it. They can't afford that house. Most millionaires and billionaires say, listen, if you can't pay the lump sum for it, you can't afford it. See, millionaires and billionaires use debt for cheap money, but not because they can't afford it. See, when Beyonce and Jay-Z got a loan for their multi-million-dollar mansion, it wasn't because they couldn't pay lump sum. They just knew the dollar was depreciating in value and that it would make more sense to use the value dollars versus their own money that they were going to use to invest and get bigger gains on interest. And then, as Reverend Revenue says, the last 4th roadblock is inflation. This is just simply the cost of living, right? This is simply the cost of living. Keith says, this is why the deep state is trying to control us. I think people give them control, though, by not seeking the answers and seeking quick fix for a rapidly sinking ship. They want quick fixes, right? As Nipsey Hussle said, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Financial education and positioning yourself is not a quick fix or a quick flip, because guess what? Even if you're doing forex trading or crypto trading, or you're flipping houses or flipping cars, right? Quick flips are capital gains and they are taxed higher. They are taxed much more higher than cash flow. Dead Game says, I recently found out that even though I do not take my crypto out of the exchange, by buying and selling on the exchange, you are still responsible for the taxes, even if you don't take the money out. That is so true. This is why I get people into the home-based business so they can add 475 tax deductions. So you're not taxed as high. And this is why, right? This is why that people remain in the cycle of poverty, because they don't have a tax plan and they don't understand the importance of it. Right? They don't have a tax plan and they do not understand the importance of protecting their money from the predators, which is the government. Thank you, Mariah. Mariah Moscato says she just purchased the book. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. I did put the link again. And thank you for everyone. I think Gwen said she purchased. My friend got purchased today. These Mika purchased. So thank you everyone. And this is the shorter link. And thank you everyone that gave the super chats as well. And this is the shorter link to purchase the book you see in the background, my Millionaire Notes, right? 111 of them. Because you don't have, most time people don't have a money problem, they have a mind problem. Not only a mind to want to take action and change their situation, but the knowledge that they need to support that action, to keep them right above. And it's not about having an LLC or S corp or a C corp, because even with all these corporations, I don't know if you all don't know, but a home-based business can give you more tax deduction. And see, cash flow is not just money flowing through you in your services, in your work, in your labor, and your intellectual property. Cash flow is money flowing back to you that you spent out on everyday goods and services. And only a home-based business can give you that. Only a home-based business can give you a paycheck pay raise. Not your own business, right? I have many businesses. I have more than just the home-based business, but the home-based business is the one that saved me more of thousands in taxes than my other businesses. Through my credit consulting, through my crypto consulting, the home-based business saved me more thousands in taxes. So it's about three things. It's about how much money you make. Only millionaires and billionaires say it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, because they've gotten so much. Don't believe that, right? Only millionaires and billionaires will sell you that line. It's about how much you make, right? You can't make it in this economy of one source of income or making 10 to 15, 20, $25 an hour. That is no longer enough. There's not enough money. Or SSI, or for most people, their retirement incomes, even their pensions, is not enough. It was maybe 5 years ago, but now the cost of living, aka inflation, has increased. It's not enough anymore. It's just not enough, right? Because inflation is beating you at the amount of money most Americans what they make. So it's about how much money you make, how much money is taken by the government in forms of taxes, right? And how much money you have to invest where your money can make you money, where you're not always working for money. Warren Buffett said it this way, right? If you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, aka passive income, you will be working until you die. John D. Rockefeller said it this way: I'd rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts and energy and intellect and vibration and frequency than 100% of my own. See, wealth, riches and wealth. See, your riches is determined by your money calculation. Your wealth is determined by your time. And if every time you flip a dollar, it involves your time, your energy, your frequency and vibration, you will be working until you die. Building your money is a team sport. You don't have all the expertise in every area of your life. Listen, I don't try to do my taxes. Right? I'll do my credit because that's my area of expertise, but I won't try to file my own taxes because I want an expert to do it, because I'm open to so many tax deductions. I don't want my cousin Kiki on the block to do my taxes. She doesn't know about the 475 tax deductions. Right? See, this is where your mindset, this is why I wrote this book. Your mindset has to shift. You can't be a professionalism and get peasant service. I'm a business owner, but Kiki on the block do your taxes. No, you're not a business owner. As Boss Babe comment, listen, hustle like a boss, right? But get taxed like a business. Hustle like a boss, but get taxed like a business. What do you mean, Queen? Well, Jay-Z said it this way: I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman. Right? Beyonce would say it this way: put some respect on my check, pay me in equity, and watch me reverse out of debt. You need some respect on your check. If you're a business person, you ought to have business professionals handling your business for you. If you tell me you're a business person, I ask you who's your tax professional, and you can't give me a expert name, then you're not a business person. You're not a business person if I ask you how do you keep the record keeping for your taxes and for your deductions, for the mileage that you drive, for your vehicle depreciation, for your square footage and where you live, whether it's a house or apartment. If what Gwen said, straight bars tonight, am I doing to Gwen? You're not a business person. Listen, we play chess over here. We don't play checkers. Why? Because the government is playing poker with you with a straight face and a straight shot as they do it. A straight face. How Kiki can add, right, let's see. Yeah, they want Kiki to add other people's kids. Let me tell you, with this child tax credit though, dead game boxing. Nobody's giving up their kids now because guess what? Their taxes in January are going to be lower because they're not getting that child tax credit in January. So they better make good decisions with it now from July to December. Let me show you how they're playing poker. Right? Biden, this was released August 6th. Biden, right, could start reshaping the Fed next month. And progressions will want a say. You know who the Fed is, don't you? You know the Feds. You know the IRS. You know who the Feds are. Come on now. Shemitah is coming in September. People, winter is coming. The book link is, thank you in advance, is right here. Let me try to repost it because I posted it at 7 and I've been live streaming for about an hour. So let me see if I can repost it. Right. I'll repost that link. But let's look at this as I'm pulling that link up at the same time. Here's the link again. Thank you so much. See, you got to be rich in your mind way before you become rich physically. You still want to get the hookup on your taxes instead of just doing it the legal, legitimate way. So Biden can start reshaping the Fed next month, which is September, Shemitah. The future of the Fed is up for grabs with Wall Street pushing President Joe Biden to reappoint. We don't even know Jerome Powell is going to be the chairman next month. This is what Wall Street wants, right? And progressions calling for a fresh face. Progressions, whoever they are, they say they want a fresh face, but you have Wall Street that wants Jerome Powell to remain. Oh, Democrats are progressive Democrats want Biden to install a new Fed chair who puts greater emphasis on listen at this, people, bank regulation, income inequality, and climate change. Now, you know they control the climate, right? Climate change. You know they control the climate. You do know that, don't you? You do know these wildfires and heat waves, right? It's controlled. You do understand it, don't you? Right? So Biden's Treasury Department nominates Graham Steele, have said it would be a huge missed opportunity not to replace Powell. Listen at this, people. We talked about the black woman earlier. With a woman or a member of a minority. Now, more than likely, you get 2 for the price of 1. So you just put a woman minority in it, a black woman or a minority woman. That's the whole point of having Kamala Harris in as his assistant, right? The black woman. And I don't want to get off topic, but you all don't destroy the community, right? Black women appreciate your black kings, and the same thing, black kings appreciate your black queens. I get so tired of the Kevin Samuel things, and I see the men commenting against women and the women bashing men. I just prefer to listen to someone like I think, is it Kevin Samuels? Because I know I mentioned Kevin twice. I think that's his name. That's unifying and keeping the family, because the whole point of welfare was to convince the black woman, right, that she did not need the financial assistance or the presence of a black man. And that's never true. That's never true. And likewise, men, right, you need black women. Every black man from Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to Mandela had this in common: a black queen, a black woman they were married to, right? And so Kevin Wesley, another Kevin, I think he did a great follow up to Kevin Samuel. This is kind of off topic, but on topic, because you need your household. Listen, most women, no, I won't say most women. The women in the Bible that needed a financial miracle, they were widow women without a husband. And I understand more women now are making money more than ever, right? I get it. And financially, some women are at a higher financial position than men, and some men are a higher financial position. But that vibration and chemistry together creates superpowers and super strength beyond you, right? You mentioned another movie, Weather Control, right? Thank you. I love black women with passion, and black women love black men. Don't get it confused. They do, right? Nobody wants a thought, and nobody wants a thug. Well, that was good. I wasn't planning on trying to make that rhyme. If you're a king or a queen, a king don't want a thought, and a queen don't want a thug. Just find somebody on your frequency level and vibration and same spiritual mindset and plane. Let me say that again, right? Should I add that in my millionaire? No. A king does not want a thought, and a queen does not want a thug. Point blank. So if you're dating a thought or a thug, get somebody on your level. And understand the law of attraction will attract what you are. See, you may think you're a king and queen and you're not. You may have to reevaluate yourself and change some things about yourself. If you're attracting thoughts and thugs, you're attracting what's in you. Right? So put a stop to it, put a halt to it, get yourself in order, allow the universe to do its thing with the law of attraction, and the right person can come in. Taisha Williams says, can I use it in one of my rap lyrics? Taisha, drop me a link and let me hear your rap song, and I'll tell you yes or no. Drop me a link right here on this live stream to your rap song. Let me see what you can do. And then I give you that for free. Just give me a shout out in, right? Because that was a divine download. I wouldn't have thought of that within myself. I thought that was great, wasn't it? A king don't want a thought, and a queen don't want a thug. Right? Listen, you know why it's hard to find, Curtis? Because you're saying it's hard to find. Whatever you say, whatever you think, the universe will manifest it. Let me read this for Marcus, and I'm signing out. I'm supposed to be on something for the home-based business, but I had over 200 people in, so I wanted to teach. Wasn't that good, Gwen? Gwen said, thank you, Gwen. She's so uplifting. Thank you all, everyone. Driven, Fortitude. Back to Marcus. He says, right now, the IRS is giving child tax credit for the tax year 2020. Remember, the IRS is a pay-as-you-go system. Or another way of looking at the IRS is a year behind. Yes, Marcus, planning is the key, right? Planning, people. Planning, preparation, planting, seeds opens wealth, seeds, strategy of wealth. From the spiritual to the universal realm, manifestation is the key. Planning planting, right, is the provision that you're going to need to make it through this great recession 2.0. Okay, you all, my time is up. Latasha says it's harder to find higher frequency when you're a lower frequency. This is true. Let's do this, right? Let's do this. Because some people may think they're high frequency and some people may think they're low frequency. Why don't you subscribe and write down what you want? There's power in the spoken words and in the written words. Why don't you write down what you want in a spouse, in a person, and allow the universe to attract that to you? Right? Believe you receive. I know I want someone that's intellectually, financially, spiritually, that's loyal, trustworthy, that has goals that I can motivate, that has health, appreciates and invest in their health, right? As well, that wants to travel the world, that wants a modern house. I don't want my next home is not going to be modernized, right? I mean, it's not going to be traditional. It's going to be a modern house, right? I don't want an overweight person, right? I'm working on my health. What's overweight for me? Anything that I have to work too hard to be sexual compatible with. You got a big stomach out there, you're a big person. I'm sorry, I'm not doing all that work for us to be sexually compatible. But trustworthy, loving, honest, and loyal. See, you can be honest, but you won't be loyal. There's some men honest about that there are cheaters and they're not faithful. Just because you're honest, you don't get a check for me. I'm just not. I'm just being honest. Thank you, Gwen. She know I'm about to wrap up. So you write down what you want, and the universe will give it to you under grace. Definitely in due time, right? Because I have a big financial portfolio I have to protect, and I'm not just inviting anybody in. No, I'm not. Not only a financial portfolio, but my health, my mind, my peace, my daughter, all of that is in the equation, right? I have to know what type of man that I'm going to have around her as an influence. So all of that matters, right? All of that matters. So let's wrap it up. Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit, your crypto, and your cash flow. And remember to magnify your mind, right? Manifest with your mouth, multiply your money, and maximize your mission in life. Believe big again, as my mentor would say. Dream big again. And guess what? It all will happen to you. It all will happen to you. I'm signing out. My girl, don't forget to drop me. I think that was a young lady, Taisha. Right? Drop me some of your rap lyrics or email it to me again. Home-based business people. Taisha, that's my email address. Text HBB to 601-720-2063. If you text this number when it's dark, when I wake up and see your number, it will automatically be deleted. Do not text at midnight, 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, right? Latasha said ball for a belly. But listen, I mean, yeah, I won't even get into that. Men like attractive women, and as for some women, a big man is attractive, right? So this is just my manifestation, what I want. Right. I'm not like 10'10", right, in my weight and in my size, but I'm not a 18'20" either, right? I'm not 8'10", but I'm not a size 20 or 22 or 24 either, right? So, let's gel well together, right? Let's gel well together. All right, Queen out. Queen out. Y'all have a great night.